Meghan Markle's products from her brand as ever.
Enjoy from Meghan! Oh my gosh!
She wrote that like.
Look at that! Can you guys see it? Enjoy from Meghan as ever. Tommy, I know you're nice. You don't like to make fun of people. How dumb is that name?
So Meghan Markle's jam, preserves, spread, sauce, whatever you want to call it, her fruit in a jar has hit the market. It has made it to consumers.
Mediocre. Like I very much suspected, the premium you are paying for these products, which I feel like are overpriced, is simply because Meghan is a duchess. No other reason.
Meghan put out a handful of products back up on her website, and I took a look at the site several hours later.
Meghan Markle's As Ever product launch has just got mocked by the UK government.
Meghan Markle will release champagne? Champagne from France? Or is it going to be champagne from some random company that is non-labeled and Meghan is just going to slap her label on it? Yes.
Meghan Markle hard launched her lifestyle brand As Ever with a line of artisanal foodstuffs that sold out in under an hour. But we got our hands on the raspberry spread. So here's another red raspberry jam from Stonewall Kitchen. And then from Wegmans, we have red raspberry preserves. Let's see how they all line up.
She's hawking her marmalade, and her friend Oprah just put it on her most favorite things, Maureen. Oprah loves the marmalade so much. It's a favorite of hers that came across totally organically.
Meghan Markle hasn't poisoned me. I feel like Meghan Markle saw Link Lauren and my address on the shipping and probably put rat poison in the food.
I get that she's really proud of her spindly cursive, but this just doesn't look good. As many of you pointed out, the E being lowercase just looks so insane on a label.
Some of the packaging I feel like is profoundly cheap. There's one in particular thing that I'm like, wow, she really missed out on not doing this, because even the cheap stuff I have downstairs also has this branding trait, but Meghan went the cheap route.
Every celebrity thinks they can reinvent themselves, but Meghan Markle truly believed this was going to be her rebirth. In her heart, As Ever wasn't just a brand, it was her redemption arc, her chance to silence every critic, every headline, every whisper that she was finished. She wanted the world to look at her and say, there she is, refined, independent, untouchable. In Meghan's mind, this wasn't another influencer side hustle. This was her empire, her proof that she could rise without the royal machinery, without the palace's shine, without Harry's shadow. She dreamt of those perfect beige boxes sitting prettily on countertops, of customers posting soft-lit photos with captions like pure comfort, pure class. She imagined women unboxing her products and feeling like they'd bought a piece of her lifestyle, poised, peaceful, posh. It was supposed to be her grand transformation, her elegant revenge against all the noise. For a moment, it even looked like she had done it. The trailers were cinematic, the aesthetic screamed sophistication, and that signature Meghan polish, it looked flawless.
It's just confusing, because you told me that over text, we're gonna try this, and I was like, what?
You're trying Meghan's As If. I wonder if she actually, do you think she actually put the sticker on?
The packaging, immaculate on screen. The marketing, a vision of creamy hues and whispered luxury. The message was clear, this wasn't for everyone. It was for those who get it, the chosen ones. She was creating a world where her followers could buy a taste of her refined simplicity. And Meghan, smiling in that perfect lighting, believed she had finally nailed it. For a brief, shining second, she was the lifestyle mogul she always wanted to be.
Look at that. Oh, it says open with care. Look at the packaging.
Oh my God, you gotta unbox it. Open with care. Look at her calligraphy. It's so special.
Drew's doing an unboxing. What is that, Drew?
That's Archie's calligraphy. It's in her calligraphy. Was she wearing a sock on her hand when she did that?
That's right.
What is it?
I can't believe you remember that.
But then, reality came knocking. The dream started to crumble the moment those beautifully designed boxes actually landed on people's doorsteps. Because what truly defines a brand isn't how glossy it looks online, it's how it feels when you touch it, smell it, use it. And when those customers peeled open the beige tissue paper expecting elegance, what they found was confusion. Instead of luxury, they found cheapness. Instead of grace, they found chaos. The labels weren't even straight. The jars? Thin, ordinary, forgettable. The beige that looked soft and cozy on Instagram felt dull and lifeless in person. The magic dissolved right there under kitchen lights. What Meghan thought was minimalist came off as unfinished, rushed, almost careless. And when people tried the spreads and teas, disappointment spread faster than her PR team could react.
It's Sussex Sprinkles. Sussex Sprinkles. I am so excited because I have been looking forward to receiving Sussex Sprinkles. It's going to taste like potpourri. Yeah, we don't know yet.
Buyers had been expecting craftsmanship, something that whispered premium. But instead, they opened boxes that screamed mass-produced. The tissue paper looked flimsy, the tea tins felt cheap, and even the labels looked like they were slapped on by someone in a hurry. Customers said the tea smelled heavenly but tasted like tap water. The spreads looked glossy online, but in real life, too runny, too bland, too ordinary. It wasn't luxury, it was confusion wrapped in beige. And those romantic dried flowers Meghan thought would be her signature touch? Oh, they were brittle and sad, like someone had scooped them off the floor of a craft store. The illusion cracked, and once it did, it shattered completely.
This brand has been plagued with one problem after another, many of which were easily avoided. But the recent issues of having to refund some of the apricot soup purchases, once again, same problems she had the first time around, and the tasteless.
Refunds started trickling in, then pouring in, then flooding. Her team initially brushed it off. Every launch has returns, right? But then the numbers doubled and tripled. And before they knew it, the inbox was drowning in refund requests. What shocked everyone wasn't even the volume, it was the reason. People weren't returning used products. No, they were returning unopened boxes, perfectly sealed, unbroken. That meant customers didn't even bother to try the items. They took one look and said no. For a premium brand, that's fatal. Then came the horror stories. Jars arriving half full, spreads too thin, tea that tasted like air, labels applied so crooked the jars looked like clearance rejects. And the final nail in the coffin, a candle without a wick. Yes, a wickless candle. The item Meghan herself thought would be her showpiece, the centerpiece of her luxury brand, was missing the one thing that made it a candle. When Meghan heard about it, she froze. This wasn't gossip, this wasn't tabloid hate, this was real. And worse, there were multiple reports. Not one, not two, but a batch of wickless candles shipped out to paying customers. Her so-called luxury empire was collapsing under the weight of its own image. The more they investigated, the uglier it got. Some batches hadn't been sealed properly. Some jars were underfilled. Some labels were wrinkled, some misaligned. The flowers? Crushed. The teas? Inconsistent. And yes, some candles truly had no wick at all. Factories had rushed. Quality control had vanished. Suppliers cut corners. Nobody wanted to admit it, but the entire operation was a mess. The internal report concluded the unthinkable production needed to be paused completely. And before Meghan could even digest that, British TV had already turned it into a punchline. Her As Ever brand was being mocked on air, laughed at by panelists on Have I Got News for You. Even the UK government's entertainment arm had joined the roasting. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't haters. It was Meghan's own empire crumbling from within. As customers backed away, something even scarier happened. Retailers went silent. Not angry, not confrontational, just silent. The kind of silence that kills businesses. Emails that used to end with "can't wait to stock this" were now ending with "we'll follow up." Calls stopped coming. Meetings got rescheduled. Interest evaporated overnight. Retailers weren't rejecting As Ever, they were avoiding it. And that's worse. They saw a brand with sky-high prices, refund chaos, and inconsistent quality. In their world, that's not luxury, that's liability. One by one, stores quietly walked away. And Meghan could feel it, the hesitation, the distance, the polite disengagement. It was the quiet abandonment of a brand that once had promise. Her perfect beige dream had turned into beige disaster. Insert laughter, mockery, clips of people unboxing her luxury items and finding half-empty jars, crushed flowers, crooked stickers, and way too much packaging for so little product. She had sold the image of calm minimalism, but what people received was messy mediocrity. The tissues were flat, the jars light, the entire vibe cheap. The very aesthetic that was supposed to feel luxurious now looked bargain bin. Beige can look classy, but when done wrong, it looks like nothing. Online reviewers tore it apart. It looks like something from the discount aisle, one said. Another held up a jar on camera saying, "Meghan, did you know your label's crooked?" The criticism was ruthless, but honest people didn't hate her. They hated the disconnect between promise and product. As refunds climbed, the wickless candle became the face of her downfall. It wasn't just defective, it was humiliating. Because a candle without a wick is the perfect metaphor for what As Ever had become. All image, no flame. The wickless candle moved from embarrassment to symbol proof that Meghan's luxury brand had skipped the basics. Inside her team, chaos erupted. Calls, meetings, emergency audits, it all came crashing down. Factories admitted they hadn't inspected everything. Corners had been cut, and once that got out, Meghan knew the dream was dead. There's always a breaking point, and hers came in a small meeting room. No cameras, no glam, just raw truth. Her team laid out the numbers. The returns weren't slowing, they were accelerating. Customers weren't just disappointed, they were done. The report showed it clearly. People weren't returning As Ever because of Meghan's reputation. They were returning it because the brand didn't deliver. Behind the soft, beige tones and poetic slogans, the quality wasn't there. And that's the heartbreak because she wanted it to be perfect. She had built her identity around detail, around elegance, but now the very details she once bragged about were betraying her. The clips rolled across social media, reviewers grimacing at the taste of her spreads, influencers holding back laughter as they pulled out jars that looked like clearance rejects. Every refund request, every canceled retail deal, it all became part of the same narrative. Meghan Markle's As Ever wasn't luxury. It was an overpriced, underwhelming illusion. She wanted As Ever to be her legacy, but it had become her lesson. Customers didn't hate the idea, they hated how poorly it was executed. They wanted to love it, they wanted it to succeed, but the disconnect was too big. You can't sell a dream when the product feels like a nightmare. Her team tried damage control. They pushed out soft statements, carefully worded reassurances. But the truth was already out. As Ever had lost the trust of the people who mattered most, the paying ones. Because in luxury, the rule is simple. You can market a dream, but the customer decides if it's real. And this time, they decided no. Return boxes kept arriving, some unopened, some half-used, all filled with quiet disappointment. Some buyers even left notes, polite but cutting. Not worth the price. Pretty, but cheap. Wanted to love it, but couldn't. That hurt more than the tabloids ever could. By the end, Meghan stood at a crossroads. She could either rebuild from the ashes, start over, fix everything, or quietly let it fade. But one truth remains unshakable. You can't fake luxury. You have to earn it. And no amount of royal glitter, cinematic trailers, or beige minimalism can save a brand that simply doesn't deliver. As Ever wasn't just a product failure, it was a reality check. A reminder that in the world of luxury, beautiful marketing means nothing if what's inside the box makes people want their money back. And for Meghan Markle, that's a lesson she'll never forget. But the silence that followed was louder than any headline Meghan had ever faced. Every refund became a whisper. Every unopened box, a statement not of hate, but of disappointment. She had tried to create something that screamed elegance, yet all it whispered was carelessness. Even her most loyal followers started questioning her intentions. Was this really her idea? Did she even test these products? The gossip mill churned. Soon, unboxing videos turned into parodies. TikTokers opened the beige boxes dramatically, pulling out wilted petals and whispering, "With love, Meghan." Influencers who once promoted her now laughed at how the luxury spreads looked more like dollar store jelly. Others mocked the brand's eco-friendly packaging that somehow came wrapped in layers of unnecessary paper. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. And then came the headlines, brutal, sharp, and relentless. As Ever returns pile up like fallen petals, Meghan's brand loses its wick and its spark, luxury without the luxury, the jokes wrote themselves. Even late-night hosts joined in, holding up jars on stage and joking about royal quality jam without royal quality results. Meghan's name was trending again, but this time for all the wrong reasons. Inside her team, panic turned into silence. Meetings were shorter, smiles tighter. No one wanted to say it out loud, but they all knew. As Ever had become a cautionary tale, her dream of a lifestyle empire now stood on shaky ground. Every return slip a reminder that image cannot replace substance. And what hurt the most was that people didn't want her to fail, they had wanted to believe in her. They wanted to feel that connection, that magic, that elegance she promised. But reality was merciless. The brand that was supposed to redefine modern luxury had done the opposite. It had redefined disappointment. Still, there's something almost poetic in Meghan's fall. Because it wasn't the tabloids or the critics that destroyed As Ever, it was the truth. The truth that no matter how famous your name is, no matter how glossy your image may be, success can't be built on shortcuts. And as she sat in her California mansion reading the endless feedback, one thing became clear. Meghan had learned the most expensive lesson of all. You can buy attention, but not authenticity. As Ever wanted to sell peace, purity, and perfection. But in the end, all it sold was proof that even royalty can get it wrong.